The new all-electric Volkswagen ID.4 Pro has finally landed, and my family of three have been putting it through its paces this week with school runs, big grocery trips, and a chaotic weekend road trip, all to see if this mid-size SUV has been worth the wait. Is it practical enough? Is it fun enough? Let's find out. For Aussies, the Pro is the only variant available for this new electric mid-size SUV, but another one is due soon, which will share the same motor and all-wheel drive powertrain as the more powerful ID.5 GTX. The sharp price tag positions it as a healthy rival compared to long-standing favourite, the Tesla Model Y, and newcomer BYD C-Line 7. Since our market has waited almost half a decade for this model to arrive, we get the upgraded technology and interior that now includes extra soft touch points throughout, contrasting stitching, and brown and black leather and suede upholstery, as well as heated front seats with massage function, a heated steering wheel, and a panoramic sunroof. Not too bad. The 12.9-inch display looks really good with its upgraded, easy-to-find widgets and graphics. However, there's no sat-nav or ventilated front seats or wireless phone connectivity, which are pretty disappointing exclusions for a semi-premium EV. But the full specs are in my detailed written review at carsguide.com.au. The ID.4 Pro leans towards the pillowy end when it comes to its shaping, but a soft shape is not uncommon for the segment, and this looks like a real cutie on the road. I also really like that you've got a chrome accent panel that runs across the roof to the C-pillars, and the Matrix LED customizable external lights really pop and look super cool at nighttime. The cabin is very visually appealing, and there's a firm focus on premium materials that look and feel great underhand. I really like the cute details too, like the play and pause icons on the brake and accelerator, the adjustable armrest, panoramic sunroof, and crisp displays. Even though you might feel like the 5.3-inch instrument cluster is a bit small, it's actually perfectly adequate for this car. The front row enjoys an ample amount of room to not feel like you're ever jostling your co-pilot, which is great. And the front seats are actually spongier than what you usually get in VWs, which is really good because when you add the expandable under thigh supports and those extra functions, these are very comfortable for a long road trip. The storage up front is really good with multiple cubbies to choose from a glove box, quite a long and narrow center console, but deep enough to fit a whole bunch of junk. It's actually an easy cabin to keep neat and tidy, especially when you've got lots of stuff in here. The technology is fairly easy to use in this, and the displays are easy enough to navigate through their layouts and menus. It did really annoy me this week that you don't get sat-nav or wireless connectivity for the Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. I don't personally like to leave my phone on charge all the time, and even when you get back into the car and reconnect your phone to the cable, you always have to restart the CarPlay, which, I don't know. I would like an update for this one to get fixed. The rear row is really spacious, and my 8-year-old has enjoyed the easy access and comfortable seating this week. There's a decent amount of storage and amenities back here with a couple of map pockets, device pockets, directional air vents and USB-C ports, as well as climate control and a fold-down armrest with a couple of cup holders. The flat floor means that middle seaters get a lot more legroom, which is great, but I would still consider this row to be perfect for 2 adults rather than 3. You can fit 3, but it just shouldn't be on a longer journey. And that means too that you're probably not going to be utilizing the 3 top tether points back here because 2 child seats are definitely going to fit best. You get a really good boot capacity in this at 543 litres, and I like that the floor has 2 adjustable heights. On the top position, you get a handy space underneath it for any cables, but underneath that there's another compartment for the tyre repair kit. You also get a powered tailgate and a handy stretchy luggage net, and overall this has been a very practical boot space for my family this week. The ID.4 Pro is fully electric, rear-wheel drive, and has a single electric motor that's located on the rear axle and produces up to 210 kilowatts of power and 545 newton meters of torque. That support a 0 to 100 kilometer sprint of 6.7 seconds, which actually feels very swift in this mid-size body. The ID.4 Pro has a largish 82 kilowatt hour lithium ion battery and a WLTP driving range of up to 544 kilometers, which is pretty good for the segment. The official energy consumption is a decent 16.7 kilowatt hour per kilometre, and around town where the regenerative braking will be more often used, you're not going to get really range anxiety. But if you do longer trips or regional trips like me, then your energy consumption will sit closer to the 20 kilowatt hour that I've been seeing, and you might be looking at the gauge just a little bit more. This has a Type 2 CCS charging port and can accept up to 175 kilowatts on a fast DC charger and 11 kilowatts on an AC charger. Both figures are pretty good for the segment, and you can go from 0 to 80% on a fast DC charger in around 30 minutes, which makes this fairly convenient when you're on a road trip, even with kids in tow. The ID.4 Pro is very simple to operate, and outside of not having to turn it on or off again, or just the quick power delivery, kind of handles more like a combustion powered car than an EV, which means that this is a really good one to get into if you're newly initiated. The regenerative braking isn't particularly strong in this, but you can flip it between drive and B mode, the latter of which gives you a stronger regen braking experience, and that's the mode that I've kept it in primarily during this week. However, I have missed the one pedal driving experience around the city, where I find that it's quite helpful in stop-start traffic. The visibility is not as great as what I was hoping for, because some of the pillars do actually crowd into your blind spots a bit because they're quite thick, at least from my driving position. And the rear window is very narrow, and when you've got passengers or a cart seat installed like I have, it really just wipes out that viewpoint. This has got a lot of power, but it's not delivered lightning quick. It's a steadier build-up than some EVs produce, but it's more than enough, and it does feel responsive. The suspension is medium firm in feeling, and that means that you're not going to glide over the bumps. It's not floaty. You do get enough road feedback to know what's happening, but you are going to notice some of the bumps. That didn't translate though to an unrefined cabin space. The cabin is pretty quiet even at higher speeds. I have really put this through its paces this week because we did a massive road trip on the weekend with a long winding mountain road, open freeway driving, and urban and city driving. And it's really handled itself well. It's dynamic and fun with its steering. It just feels really well planted in corners. It's been a fun ride. This is a really easy SUV to park. The size is very friendly for a small car space. It's got a clear 360-degree view camera system, lots of parking sensors. Honestly, you shouldn't have any trouble with this one. The 2021 maximum 5-star ANCAP safety rating is only applicable for the New Zealand variants at this stage for the ID.4 Pro, but this does come with 7 airbags, including front center airbag, and a host of standard safety equipment like blind spot monitoring, side exit assist, and one of the better adaptive cruise control systems that I've sampled recently. The only real niggle I've had this week is with the lane keeping aid, as it's quite jerky, but outside of that, the full safety specs are in my detailed written review at carsguide.com.au if you need more info. The ID.4 is covered by a 5-year unlimited kilometre warranty, and the battery is covered by an 8-year up to 160,000 kilometre warranty, which isn't amazing for the segment, but the 10-year prepaid servicing plan is, which costs only $2,890, and servicing intervals are reasonably spaced at every 2 years or 30,000 kilometres, whichever occurs first. Despite waiting a long time for the new Volkswagen ID.4 Pro, I reckon it's been worth it. It's got lots of comfort, decent features, and drives beautifully. The fast charging times and long driving range are also appealing, and the ongoing costs are very owner friendly, and that's why it gets a score that's on your screen now. But I also think it offers something that some of its rivals don't always nail, and that's personality. But if you're after more details, check out the full written review at carsguide.com.au, and I'll see you next week.